sitting today as the Board of Tax Board of Appeal. And Mr. Clerk, can you do a roll call?
Just need a microphone.
Thank you. Commissioner Hopkins.
Here.
Commissioner Johnson. Commissioner Jackson. Commissioner Young.
Here.
Commissioner Burrell. Commissioner Jones. Commissioner Gage Watts. Commissioner Blake.
Here.
Commissioner Atkins.
Here.
Commissioner Chavez. Commissioner Lazarus.
Here.
Commissioner Epperson.
Here.
All right, you have 7 members present. That does constitute a quorum.
Thank you. So let's have our invocation by Commissioner Lazarus and our pledge led by Commissioner Blake.
Let's pray. Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for this glorious rain. Be with us all. Amen. Amen. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Commissioners Lazarus and Blake. So we have no agenda additions, is that right?
Well, Mr. Chair, there are no agenda additions, but there was a modification on the agenda, and just to be good and proper, I would appreciate it if y'all would adopt the updated agenda. It was updated to reflect that AT&T has withdrawn their appeal.
Okay, the chair moves to adopt the updated agenda. Okay, should we have a public hearing about that?
It would, yes, it would be
Okay, so the
appropriate.
public
Just
hearing
open.
for this adoption of a new agenda is now open. Anyone opposed or in favor, please come forward. No one appears. Public hearing is closed. And citizens' comments.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think there would need to be a
Yeah, now we
motion
need
to
the
actually
vote.
adopt the agenda. And if you'll bear with us one moment. There we go. That motion carries with 7 in support, none in opposition. And that brings us to citizens' comments, where citizens who would like to address the commission are asked to fill out a comment card. Comments are limited to 3 minutes. At this point, we've not received any comment cards for public comment today.
Does anyone wish to comment? No? Okay, we'll move on.
Okay.
Okay, new business.
Okay, today you have the tax board of, you're sitting as the tax board of review to hear appeals from companies and personal property owners in Caddo Parish. Caddo Parish Tax Assessor Charlie Hennigan is here. And he has the appeals that are listed below. There are, I believe, there were 5 appellants. As noted earlier, one of those appellants has withdrawn their appeal. I don't believe any of the appellants are here today, but our tax assessor is here to let you know.
Mr. Hennington, thank you.
Okay, my name is Charlie Hennington, Caddo Parish Assessor. And really, I'm going to turn it over to Rodney Bell. He is my personal property department head, and he is more familiar with all of these appeals. So, Rodney.
Thank you. Welcome, Mr. Bell.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. As was said, my name is Rodney Bell. I'm the Director of Personal Property, Business Personal Property in the Assessor's Office. And we have 4 appellants, and we have about 19 accounts that they're appealing. 2 of their accounts, or 2 of the companies rather, that are appealing are Cable One and Conterra. They are appealing for our rejection of obsolescence for dark fiber. This issue came up last year from Conterra. And this is a new issue, a new company, and they asked for obsolescence, but we didn't want to set the precedence of granting obsolescence on a new company with a new asset. So it was deferred to the tax commission. And so Conterra appealed to the tax commission, but once we got to the appeal date, they withdrew. So this time, they didn't have any communication with us. They just sent in their appeal right at the deadline. So they just appealing for obsolescence for dark fiber. Again, we ask that this is deferred to the tax commission and let them set the precedence and not us, being that this is something new. Also, the other 2 companies, OTI LLC and USAC, Leasing, they are appealing the tax commission's depreciation factors.
Before you go vote.
Okay.
Would it be preferable that as he go through each one of those counts, that we would act upon it with questions and then a vote? Because they aren't all tied together, are they?
We could do it that way. We could also deal with them all at once if we prefer to have the tax commission use their expertise on this matter.
Okay, well, I mean, yeah, that's what I was gonna make a motion that, that we refer to the tax and then go to the next one. But, okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Go ahead, Mr. Bell.
Okay, thank you. In regards to OTI LLC and USAC Leasing, they are appealing the tax commission composite multipliers or depreciation factors. We have discussed that we have everything listed as they have reported to us. The only thing that has changed is the market value and assessed value based on the increased depreciation factors from the tax commission. So it's not anything that we have done that they are in disagreement with, other than applying the guidelines set by the Louisiana Tax Commission. So we will also defer that to the Tax Commission as well. And one company, OTI LLC, has asked to go ahead and just be a deferred move to the Tax Commission. And that's also supplied in your packets as well.
Thank you, Mr. Bell. Are there any questions for Mr. Bell? Commissioner Atkins?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is just a question for my knowledge here. You make reference to an obsolescence issue, but you make reference to obsolescence of new assets, which is kind of an oxymoron to me. If you've got a new asset, how could it be obsolete?
Exactly.
And then you make reference to dark fiber. Is this just fiber optic cable that has not yet been energized, or whatever the term is?
That's exactly what it
And
is.
so you use the term obsolescence because that's some tax term, or some
Yes.
government.
Yes, so they're saying that the cables that they have laid are not being used to full capacity. So that they just gave us a number, like 30%, but they didn't supply the expenses or the revenue specifically to Caddo Parish. They just gave us a trend factor of the industry in the country. So we've been asking for information that's pertinent to Caddo Parish assets, and we have not been able to get that.
Okay. So the equipment really isn't obsolete.
No, it isn't.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner Atkins. Commissioner Epperson? Commissioner Lazarus?
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to make a motion to englobo and uphold the assessor's position in all these matters.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Do you wish to speak on it, Commissioner Lazarus?
No, thank you.
Commissioner Johnson?
Yes, going back to the black fiber and the other issues you got, the dog fiber, not the black fiber, dog fiber. It's in service. I guess what I'm hearing you saying is in service, but not at full capacity.
That's what they're saying.
That's what they're saying. That is, it could be some in service and some out of service, but not at full capacity.
Correct. Could be.
Okay, could be. Okay, all right. That's all I wanted to make sure.
Thank you, Commissioner
But
Johnson.
the biggest problem is they're not providing any information specific to our parish, just the industry trend.
Okay, so
If you would give us your information, then we could look at it, but they would give us nothing to look at.
So on y'all level, because they don't give you that information, are you taxing them as if it was in 100% service?
Yes.
Okay, that's all I need.
All right, and also there's other parishes involved also where they would like a ruling from the tax commission statewide. It's the same thing I said last year.
Right, right. And to me, if you operating it at a lower capacity, you should have the paperwork to justify that.
That's correct.
And
But
if
all
not-
of this comes from a tax rep.
Right.
Who either is not getting the information or does not share it.
Correct. Okay, thank you. So as long as we taxing them as if it was operating at 100%, I'm good with it.
Thank you, Commissioner Johnson. Are we ready to vote? Okay.
And that motion carries with 7 in support, none in opposition. I do have one abstention. abstention?
That was, I pushed that button for Roy Burrell,
I'm
who's not here,
sorry.
but I'm using
Thank
his
you for-
iPad.
Yeah, thank you for the record. I just wanted to recall that that abstention is actually an absent vote due to the chair being out today. And so the tablet that would typically have his vote has to have something acknowledged. But yes, that carries.
Okay.
And that brings us to,
It's been moved to adjourn. This meeting is adjourned.
thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all very much. And there is